America, I mean, fans first.
Imagine the fans are Americans, and imagine the approach taken is similar, although it's not gonna be the one to one. Just we'll talk about it afterwards. All right, let's roll. Let's get to it.
It's like, I can't wait to come to the stadium to see what billboards they have in the outfield. Can't wait to come to the stadium. There's not a fan that's like, I can't wait to come to the stadium to see what billboards they have in the outfield. That's just not something they're excited about. I don't believe anybody shows up at a ballpark and says, I can't wait to be sold to, marketed to, or advertised to. So
Okay. Before he gets into that, keep that in mind. He said, I don't believe there's a fan who wants to be sold to, marketed to, or advertised to. Okay. So keep that in mind. Fans, Americans, the selling is the promises that seem like they're for the people, but is it really for the people? Or is it for the people who lobby or the lobbying benefits or the companies, the corporations? On either side of the house, okay? Don't get it twisted. It ain't just a Republican issue or a Democratic issue. This is a political thing. So keep that in mind. Politics in general.
2020, we actually eliminated all the ads at our stadium. And we built a business that didn't rely on sponsorship at all. And we also had a business that didn't rely on broadcast at all. So our business was healthy and successful solely by selling out games, creating a great product that fans wanted to come to and buy merchandise. As we've grown and we've stayed true to that, we've realized that we want to bring our game to more fans. So we went on YouTube. Now, again, no money in it. There's zero money in YouTube. Very minimal, to say the least. But we're like, give the game for free for our fans. So we did that. And as we continue to do that, and the exposure and the growth and the interest, yes, there has been, the ESPNs and TNTs and CWs and Rokus and more that are reaching out. But they wanted to do a traditional TV deal where it's exclusive. And we said, unfortunately, no, because we want to continue to give games for free for our fans. This past year, they were able to make the exception. So we have non-exclusive deals. So broadcast has become a very small piece, less than 1% of our business. But you look at tickets and merchandise, it's 90, 95% of our entire business model. Wow. The origin of everything is what's fans first. We had partnerships when we first started, but we realized that the traditional sponsorship didn't actually add to the fan experience. There's not a fan that's like, I can't wait to come to the stadium.
So let's imagine what he said, right? Cassius Page, stop me if you have something you want to add in here. Imagine if Americans are the fans, right? And the marketing, the ads, and all that are the lobbyists that go down to Capitol Hill. And the merchandise and the money they get for direct to consumer payment was your tax dollars and other ways that are just collected holistically, not from outside entities. Like whether it's we'll even say tariffs, right? Like let's say it's not from internal people lobbying for something in return from the government, whether it be contracts or whatever it may be, like you rub my back, I rub yours type. Do you think that could apply to an America First model? You remove the ads or the lobbying, so the direct ability to influence political change and laws, you remove that.
Well, you talking about representative democracy? Is that what you're talking about?
All I'm saying is that this might not be a bad model to use, because you can get the money, you can get buy-in, you can get production. But do you gotta get it from lobbyists is the question. All money ain't good money. And that to me is what this model is telling me right here. That's all I'm saying. It could maybe
it's putting a strain on the belief system. So the rebrand of America First is like fans first, and pointing to like the bananas organic rise is proof that listening to ordinary people, eliminating friction, and over delivering on the experience can beat traditional elites and institutions. So that's what you're talking about. So if we use the bananas as a case study, it talks about local, right? Think local, think values-driven ventures, and the growth and it turns into a national phenomenon like it has. That's why I say, oh yeah, I remember, because they on TikTok, they got all kinds of the dance moves and stuff before somebody throw. It's something that's entertaining and that's there for the family. So, without the legacy backing and framing it as an example of just a grassroots type of entrepreneurship, community pride, small business style, you turn that into patriotism, I think you might have a recipe for something that will drive people to believe in, the American values once again. Now, to highlight, the way that Banana baseball team combats like loneliness and builds inclusive communities as a model, and it heals that national division. So that whole thing where they I think they did even the pony, like the pony dance, doing all of that. So you're bringing in a lot of people from a lot of different spaces. To bring it back to that, you're arguing that the policy should prioritize joy, connection, in a space where everyone wins. Kind of reminds me of somebody talking about hope and change, and now everybody got rallied behind, and then it made its way into like partisan culture instead. And that's just what happens in democracies, right? Is that you have an opposition party, and when that opposition party gets big enough or loud enough or powerful enough, it stops the progression from happening. Now, some people might view it as progression to get some of the things that we talked about, like Social Security. That was a progressive move back in the day. Unions were a progressive move back in the day. But there's something also to be said for traditional values as well. Prioritizing family, prioritizing country, and people want to say, yeah, the United States is going down and all that. You celebrating a burning house. Where you moving to? Where you going? Where they want you? How about you make it good where you are? How about you be one of the people to stop the house from burning? Take it upon yourself. What can you do? Who can you talk to? Who can you listen to build that community, to build that trust, no matter if you black, white, or otherwise? The leaders start from within.
All I'm getting at, I didn't want to do too much. So I don't need them shutting the channel down, you know what I'm saying? Because lobbyists be out here, okay? All I'm saying what does America First really look like? Like, regardless of who is sitting in front of us, they just showed a model. They were moved and are able to be a sustaining company without doing all that. That's all I'm saying. So